Hello, friend. Welcome to a new world with new experiences waiting for us. As you can see, I've gotten new shaders. I'm excited to be continuing our journey in this new world and exploring the new things that we are yet to find. Always nice to find yourself somewhere new and fresh. Although I know there will be some disappointment that I will not be continuing the previous world. Although I assure you, if there is a demand for it, I will go back to it at some point. However, I would like to have your reactions on a mod pack that I've made myself, specifically for your enjoyment and your viewing. Though, of course, I will always be of a comfort. And I assure you there is nothing harmful. No horror mods or anything depicting self-harm or other possibly traumatic imagery. As some of you have or have not seen, I've done a collab with Mori recently who creates content that is not quite as sensitive as mine. Well, they are more aimed towards having them on in the background to focus and study. I am here just for when you need a distraction. Some days we'll probably do more exploring, and some days we'll probably just be building. I will always listen to any suggestions that you, the viewer, give to me. And we'll keep a very open mind to how you feel about my content, or just about what I'm doing in the game. With all that being said, I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. This mod pack took a while to configure and, well, it's made for a more vanilla experience. I have not played vanilla Minecraft in quite a while, actually, but I'm excited to play this more simplistic mod. It'll be nice to get away from all of the mods that I use on a daily and still explore some slightly similar themes as well. Whether you find my voice relaxing and have stayed, or are interested in seeing what I do with this world is not my decision. You're here because you're here. And you're allowed to be here, no matter who you are or where you come from. That being said, I also cannot make the promise that I will be completely calm all of the time. For those of you who may have seen my previous content, you know I can become shocked, especially when snuck up on. And that I do play mods that have more fierce threats. While the mod pack I use may not be a mod I personally use in my free time, I personally find that a good thing. It just means that I can separate my time here with you, friend, and I can separate my time enjoying Minecraft in itself. Although with this being such a small mod that I use, I don't get to add quite as many fun features that I would like to. Not only that, but when I do, if I do eventually, a collab with Mori in this quaint little world that we have here, they do not have as strong of a PC as me, and we will probably have to find some workarounds so that they are able to play modded Minecraft. Or we just end up with vanilla Minecraft. Either way, friend, I will do my best to make sure that the experience is enjoyable for you. Speaking of Mori, they've compared me to a character from a game I quite enjoy. This game is named Slay the Princess, and as you can assume by the title, it's not a very common game. Although it is one I enjoy quite a bit. It is a story-based game, where you have to slay this woman who is trapped in a dungeon, in a cabin. The game itself is very interesting, and if you're interested in more horrifying content, I recommend you check it out when you're not here just enjoying your time with me. That being said, of course you're always free to leave at any time. I will always be here, and I will always upload every Friday, despite the amount of views I get or don't get. But speaking of things and new opportunities, I do believe that this mod pack includes the baby mobs. I certainly hope so, because that would be very exciting for me. I quite enjoyed the look of most of the baby mobs, and seeing them would be me quite a lot of peace, and I'm sure to some of you it would as well, which only fuels my determination. I did not realize that he was just sitting there. That is quite horrific. Maybe we do not explore caves quite yet. He doesn't know. What he doesn't know can't hurt him, okay? Oh. What we don't know can't hurt us. As a general life lesson, please don't follow that, friend. As calming as it may be to ignore your problems, eventually they can become, well, a lot bigger. I do hope that compared to the previous content that I've posted, that I am a lot more soothing in my tones. Although I have been told that what I was speaking like and have been talking like before was comforting to my friend. It would be better to know that more people are also comforted. That being said, I know that just by my voice alone, people will probably click off of this video. And I can already feel the concerns that my voice that I use is potentially AI. To which I assure you, friend, the voice that I use is not AI, but rather is a voice changer. And I am keeping my voice very level, with skilled practice. I personally find AI to be quite a plague, and I would not wish the usage of it upon people. In some cases, I believe that AI can be good, for example in video games, but generative AI I don't believe can be, unless it is predicting a path and not using the resources from players or anyone who doesn't consent. I believe it's fine. I do apologize for the flashing. I don't know where it's coming from. There is a river or something here. That's very odd. It's odd for the fact that I am not able to see the water, though I suppose that is just part of the shader pack I'm using. I don't know the antics of what we will get up to today, friend, but I assure you this video will not be a long recorded session that lasts for 3 hours as my previous videos have been. With the exception, of course, with the collab from Mori, which was filmed very recently. And due to Mori's own schedule, they have not been able to upload their side, unfortunately. Though I am excited for when theirs does. And I will personally also be watching it. I do hope you go check them out. And I do hope you continue to watch my own videos. Or when you need a break, or doing something where you just need a soothing voice to talk you through it. Or another reason. Or no reason at all. To be perfectly honest, you don't need a reason to watch someone's videos. You can be here simply just to. Now then, friend, the situation we found ourselves in is quite precarious, not knowing where the bottom is. That being said, we have just found the bottom. How perfect. An interesting little fact I've noticed about the shader pack that I use is that the leaves don't render in. So sometimes it'll look like trees have no leaves. Like that over there, until I zoom in. It is quite a fun fact, I find. That was a very strange swing. Let's see. I see. I figured there was a strange animation going on that had caused the strangeness of my movements. For those of you who have seen at least the first episode of the 3-hour-long recorded session, which does have a playlist on my channel that you will be able to easily find if you are interested and haven't, or have not seen all of the episodes to it. They are now easily compiled within one spot. Speaking of those videos, you may know if you came from one of them or have watched one of them before and are re-meeting with me now, that feathers are important to me. I feel this will either be my imminent death or my imminent savior. It was neither. I was assuming that was either an outpost or a village and it seems like it was neither, so I'm quite disappointed. That being said, we have come to a standstill. I do not have enough cobblestone. I probably should have made sure I did before I continued on. Fortunately, it's not a rare resource though. And now I have too much. Another thing I always have too much of is coal. Oh, that was a drowned, okay. I apologize, sir. I do not appreciate your presence in these parts. Here, yet another... Okay. Would be quite the risky maneuver. Although I do believe I will need string for later. Ooh. Unfortunately, it's paid off. Risks are not always worth it all of the time, but when they are, it's very rewarding. I believe one of my mods is giving me permanent night vision. Yes. I don't know which mod that is. And I suppose you will have to let me know if you prefer it or not. Personally, again, I am more used to modern Minecraft. Although even then I don't get night vision at night, so truthfully I have no mod from which I know that this could be from. We shall go across here and see what we find on the other side. I do believe I've spotted a dolphin over here. No, it's some kind of shark. It's a salmon. It is in fact a base Minecraft salmon. That is how much I have played modded Minecraft. I can't even determine the normal original Minecraft mobs. Though I suppose salmon doesn't really count as an original mob now, does it? Even so, I should have recognized that it was a salmon, and I'm quite embarrassed I didn't. Alright, we've reached this island. Let's see what we can find here. Pigs. Well, whatever adds the swing to my axe, I'm quite thankful for. I much prefer the axe as a weapon, and, well, that makes it much more convenient. I did think that was cool. Ah, yes, more pumpkins. I believe 8 should be enough. I should not stand close to holes. You never know if there's a mob behind you. Even now. I don't need to grab every flower that I come across, though. I like collecting them. We have found our source of scaffolding. I quite like how everything looks underwater. Clearly, whatever is happening up here, I assume probably light pollution would be the most normal answer. Quite a big forest over there. Oh, now we have onions. If you're curious about what the seasons of it mean, I have a mod that has added seasons into the game, and I'm quite excited to see the world change around me. This is a squirrel. Come here, please, I beg of you. He's climbed away. He very majestically climbed away from me, though. I noticed some sheep too. Oh no! Please, no, why? Oh. Of all mobs that can sneak up on you, that are the possible worst, I believe most, if not everyone, can agree. The creeper sucks. It is a terrible, horrible mob. That being said, it is also a very silly mod, and I appreciate the mob for its silliness, but not or its urge to blow me up every time it sees me. Why can't we just be friends? Have a cup of tea? But no. It's like a bad family member who is stuck in their ways and refuses to see any other side. I ran out of torches. I'm not staying in here any longer without any torches. Admittedly, the lighting in this mod pack is quite good. I'm proud of myself. I've done quite good for myself. This is like a little sweet treat to all the horrible, awful things that have been going on in my life. Well, fortunately, we have 2 iron, which means that wherever those sheep went, what was that? Ah, it's just cherry blossom trees. Quite paranoid, as you can tell from my other mod packs. I don't necessarily play horror mod packs, but mod packs that are on the more unusual side have attracted my attention. There we go. Okay, well there's pigs. I can't necessarily shear those. If I remember correctly, there is a mod that allows you to shear anything, but that's not the kind of channel that we are. Very lovely. We have more than enough wool now. Now we have a little sleeping bag. I've decided I'm going to make it orange. I like the color orange because it reminds me of sunsets and of a game that I quite enjoy named Portal. If you've heard of the game, you may immediately recognize what I'm talking about, but if not, then you may just know it from potentially seeing it. After all, Portal is quite a popular game. Someone probably argues that it still is, though you certainly don't see much of it anymore. And I can certainly ask Mori if it has any books on it, if anyone is interested in learning about the lore of Portal. I'm considering taking this pod soul, but I think for the betterment of my own sanity, I shouldn't. If I give myself too many building blocks, I'll have no room, and then I'll have to try and figure out what to keep and what to get rid of, and it'll just become a whole situation. Speaking of which, I do remember that there was storage systems which would be helpful. However, I'm remembering that there was something else. A backpack. I don't quite remember how to make it, though. That's the unfortunate part. This place is quite beautiful. Perhaps I should consider living here. There's also quite a few caves. Which reminds me that I need more torches. For some, the dark could be a scary place, and others, comfort. I'm not here to judge for either opinion. After all, the most beautiful thing about us people is that we all have different and unique perspectives on the world, and how we interact with everyone is unique and different. That being said, you should always try to aim to be kind to others. Being cruel, you're not just cruel to someone else, but cruel to yourself. If you're likely to be cruel to someone you don't even know, you're likely to be cruel to the person you know the most. It appears I'm full of... As I've said before, I have a problem with collecting too much coal. Quite like this rain. It has dimmed my world, but not necessarily in a way that's harmful. Ah, it's a sheep. Ah, and unfortunately the baby mobs are the same from the older times. While quite unfortunate, it is understandable. Mods take a lot of work and thus take a lot of time to update with Minecraft's current systems. And I recommend you support any mod creators or mod makers that you know, or anyone part of a mod team. After all, this wouldn't have been possible without them. The creativity of people astounds me. It's so nice to see something so charming. Imagine this was all a thought a few years ago. Now, here I am. I will do my best to stay out of the deeper parts of caves, as I know they're not the most comforting thing for everyone. Though I also apologize, as I am a very curious person, and the interiors of caves quite interests me. We should, at the very least, find somewhere to set up. As peaceful and nice as the rain can be to me, I do wish I had some light here. If I was certain that there was a river, I could jump into it. I have no doubts that from the few statistics that I have seen about my channel, that some of the people finding this will find it because they're searching for more ARGs to watch. And while unfortunately I am not an ARG, nor do I plan on being one, I am here for other potential reasons of just wanting to hang out and listen to something mindlessly, while also actively avoiding everything in this forest because goodness, there's quite a lot of mobs. And once again I have hit the snow. I'm not that surprised, I'm just disappointed. Why? Nice, don't you? That's even worse, I'm leaving. Apologies, friend. As I have mentioned before, I do get startled easily. Well, I shall hope to find some daisies later. I much prefer lilies. If I remember correctly from memory, the backpack recipe has leather in it. I just completely forgot what it was called. I was going to call it hide, which wouldn't be incorrect, but is also not necessarily correct, and if I said hide, you most likely would not have gotten what I was talking about. We could always just set up in here. Oh. I hear a skeleton. I don't want it. No, thank you, sir. No, and that is why, friend, you don't stand at the edge of cliffs. Because of that exactly. Goodness! If that creeper blew up on me, I was going to be so sad. I don't have keep inventory on, and, well, I haven't placed a bed yet. No, why? At this point, I'm starting to think that maybe sleeping would be more worth it than continuing to scramble around my way in the dark. Oh, let's just rest here. And now that it's day, we'll be able to see where we're going a lot easier. There's a cave right there. Now that is a ruined portal, except it... Ah, more lilies. For some, the journey I'm taking may be too much for them, and for some, others it could not be enough. The point is that I'm having fun, and I'll set up wherever I want to. Whether that be in the old pasture that we passed, or right here. It reminds me almost of the Aether, how everything is, specifically the grass, is ever so slightly blue. That being said, the Aether is much scarier. Of course there is. I apologize, friend. I am more than well-knowledged on lush caves. Unfortunately, I had a mod in one of my heavier mod packs that added, in my opinion, way too many. And by way too many, I mean practically every single cave I had gone into was a lush cave, even when I had made new worlds. You'll never guess what I found. Another lush cave. And it got upsetting at a point. That being said, I do appreciate lush caves. They are quite pretty. I could always set up within the side of the mountain. I have attempted to do it before in another world. So I do apologize, but I may have to go silent for either the most of or the rest of this video. Remember that if you ever do exercise any part of your body, that you need to also give it rest. Muscles cannot go on forever, even if you think they can. How can cherry blossoms always be so small, and then there's these birch forests that go on for years? And now I found a jungle. I would like to go up there and see what's up there, over the cows. I believe that we have found where we are going to be setting up, unless it's literally over ravine right here. It kind of, sort of is. Fortunately, I'm not a very verbal person in my day-to-day life, so if I do end up not being able to talk, it won't be the worst thing. People will just assume it's normal. Okay, we have found an area that is not a ravine. Have we? Have we found an area? We have not. Oh no. like to keep warm before having to rest here. I dropped my axe. It's most likely gone now. That's fine, it was stone, I can always make another. Mm. Mm. Oh no. No, 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 please. Please, no. No, thank you. Oh. Wait, you need it? I believe. I see. So that's where the rest of the village is. Well then, friend, I do believe I've found about where I'm going to be setting up. We've found another village. And they spot this up. I see. Okay. Hmm. And this is where we'll set our base up. Whether on the water or on the land itself, we shall see. Goodbye, friend. From your friendly Eldritch Comfort.